Shows back up the next day. They clear out the C rank quick, and then they go outside. They eating lunch. They breaking down and shit. They just chilling. The who's on the strike team, who's gonna go into the A rank jump, walk over to them. He was just like, "Hey, we ended up losing our point guard. He was one of our best players. You know, we coming over here to see what y'all got."
Is anybody here willing to be a porter? Well, make sure you're protected. All them look down. That's an A rank. I'm not going in there.
He said, "I'll die if one of them try to taunt." You know, Jinwoo
Raise his hand immediately.
He was like, "Oh no, nope, no, bro. Y'all not taking our pass first point guard." So then he was just like, "Hey, bro, he's the weakest. Y'all don't want him." He was like, "Nah, we'll take him."
So they ready up, head in the gate. They see a bunch of dogs. They run through them shits like it's nothing. And then out of nowhere,
paint a picture for you. Think about if you was looking on Google and you was like, "I'm hungry." So you start going down the street and eating all these good foods, and you was like, "Man, this shit good." But for some reason, in this direction, the food is just seasoned better. And then you look to your right and find out you in the Bronx. That's what the that looked like, dog. He was just like, "Bro, we cool, right?" And then these gangsters showed up. That shit looked hard.
They start going at it with the orcs, and it is entirely one-sided.
I think the leader was putting up a good fight.
And he was so concerned. He was like, "I'm a A rank, and I'm just holding my own. I got B ranks here. How the fuck are they gonna survive? Hold the line!" And their healer was so fucking good. She brought an arm back, a whole arm back. She was terrified. She healed that, turned around, looked back, and just closed her eyes, put her head down. This is it for me. And then she opened her eyes again. This is dangling in the air, being strangled, ripped his spine out of him. And then you just see getting cut up all around the field.
Because he was just cutting them in spots that would affect their movement.
Then they ran through the rest of the orcs. One of the mages is like, "I hope he doesn't think that we're all stupid. We're all high-level mages here.
We clearly know what stealth looked like." And they were just like, "Hey, man, that was a good rumble. I don't think we strong enough to do this. We need a couple more people. We need 3 mages, 3 healers, 1 tank, 3 more." I'm like, that's not a couple. Next scene, they back at the entrance. That shit got a barrier over it. They tried to break the barrier.
They started gushing out of the face. And then they turn around and it's like 50 orcs.
The one dude's face started contorting, and then he spoke. Jesus Christ, he's Asian and Jamaican. I'm not gonna even try to say his name, but he took over the orc and he was just like, "Hey, we can either kill you right now or come and meet me. What's your choices?"
We don't have one.
No.
They get walked into the throne room. They see an army of orcs. They were terrified by 50. So they're like, "What do you want? To torture y'all for fun?" I would have started sweating through my armor.
I'm sweating now. He said, "Let's go. Well, let's get it with formation A." Look back, that was like, I was like, yeah.
Having full-blown panic attack. And then the leader just force drives him through the wall and floor several times as Jinwoo is just standing there. This is comatose by this point that Jinwoo finally decides to step in. And even at that point, as he's concussed, he's asking him questions.
"This has not anything to do with me. This is your guild. Does the guild authorize me to fight these monsters?" That looked Jinwoo dead in his face and said, "I want yogurt, Grandma." One of the orcs was about to chuck a motherfucking spear at this. Force grabs this. He said, "Everybody hand goes up." And that stayed there. That was stuck in the ceiling. The little boss of that jump was like, "Bomba club."
He finally gives Jinwoo permission. Pulls out all his shadows, powers them shits up, and they started throwing them goddamn things.
Egress went the in.
That good in place and all them was dead. And then you see Iron start throw a taunt and they break through that shit. You see that vein pop up. Like, man, y'all don't want to pay attention to me? I'm gonna make y'all pay attention to me.
And when it was Jinwoo's turn to just thin the herd, it was ugly. Like every time he moved, it was blood.
You see the leader talking shit the whole time.
He said, "You want to see one of my moves, young boy? More fire." Psych. Bro, I'll fuck up your anytime I want to, and I'll bring them back.
And then rose up his people. That's when their leader really started getting a little shook.
Then his now 3 right-hand men jump into the fight. First went against Iron. Damn, was brawling.
I know Egress was handling business. I don't think he got touched. The dude finally steps off the throne and gets embarrassed. Jinwoo's like takes that little orb he had and gives it to his mages.
They charged up a big one and condensed it to a blue one, and then went through that ice that said "Bomba clot."
Head first his ass. All you see is mass flying out the debris. Then he gets mad as fucking giantifies.
When he did that one move that made that song of fire spread and it wiped the field except for those that was on the bench.
Jinwoo was just sprinting and hopping around, Mario level hopping around his attacks.
Threw the daggers into his chest, didn't do too much, and he was like, what's another thing I can do? Looked up, seen chains, got the chains, and just started Tarzan into tie this up, fell on the ground. And then he was just like, do you think I can die? My body is undying. He was like, I can't kill you, but your boys can.
That was so embarrassing. Just imagine getting wiped out by your generals. He held his own a little bit. For a mage, he was actually boxing.
Then he got his ass whooped. 3-on-1 ain't fair.
And they chopped his head off.